Hello everyone, welcome back to Durbanites FPL Game Week 23 review, Game Week 24 preview. This is a big one. So let's start at the table. Now if you see it, still Chiefs at the top, but the lead has never been smaller than it has been before after a big week by Mobin. 32-point gain, still 36 behind, but it is getting close. Close battles all over the table though. If we look at it, we can see that fight for coming into the top half of the table is heating up. 5 points between 4th and 5th, just 2 between 5th and 6th, so anything can happen on any game week. And then at the bottom you can see just 8 points between those three teams, all of them fighting for a chance to jump into the top half of the table. But the top half and bottom half are quite clearly separated, so it's going to take some doing to get up there. Now looking at the player selections for the week, still 4 main characters there. Cole Palmer is still owned by 100% of managers, Mo Salah coming in second. Lewis Hall now beating Alexander Isaac for that back line, and then Isaac now owned by 8 out of the 12 managers that we have on his scoring run. But the differentiators this week, Cody Gakpo coming good, big 16 points, owned by 3 out of the 12 managers that we have, as is Trent Alexander-Arnold coming in with 11, Justin Kluivert having a second good week in a row, owned by 4 managers, and Erling Haaland still showing faith by 4 managers within and paying them back this week. Now, looking at what that means in terms of hits and misses, quite a few hits this week, some good defensive play there. Looking at Squish and Mohamed Amin, both getting about 20 plus points. Nothing new for Squish there, she's the defensive master. But some strikers up front, so MSK, Fatih and Squish all getting 20 plus points with their super strikers, but that doesn't shy away from Moops and Asra both getting 40 plus points just from that massive front line. Now, one miss there for Suad, captaining Morgan Rogers, who was taken out at 57 minutes, so just a point doubled for her, not the best captaincy selection. Now looking at the best possible Durbanites selection, Rhea gets the number 1 jersey this week with 9 points, Saliba also matching in there, Alexander-Arnold and Guardiola coming in with 11 and 8, meaning that Gabriel has no place on the team, as does Misraoui, both of them taking the bench. Then in the midfield, you've got Kluivert featuring again. Mo Salah is in, Phil Foden making a fantastic comeback, and Sandro Tonali getting in. So the first time he's been on our team sheet and doing really well for Newcastle. But here's the man of the week, Cody Gakpo, 16 points in that game, coming up with 32 with the captain's armband, with Alexander Isak and Erling Haaland all scoring. No place for Chris Wood on the starting lineup or bench this week. And then you've got Brian Mbeumo, also could not get onto the field, so he's going to be on the bench, and Andre Onana is the backup keeper. Now this team got you 131 points, 157 into the bench, at a total cost of 114.4 million. This is what happens when you have Erling Haaland and Mo Salah on a team with Alexander-Arnold. It is an expensive team, so not one that is affordable, not by a long stretch of the imagination. Now, something new happening this week, the assistant managership is now in play. So just a reminder of the rules. If your manager gets a win, that's 6 points, and if he does it against a team 5 places or higher, that's plus 10 for them. Same with the draw, you get 3 points and 5 points more if it's a team 5 places or higher. For every goal scored, you're getting a point, and for every clean sheet, you're getting 2 points. Now, remember that once you activate this, you cannot change it. It's 3 consecutive game weeks, so it starts immediately and then continues for the next 3. And of course, you cannot play any other chips within these weeks, so just got to be very strategic about that. For the transfers, the manager comes in as a normal single transfer, so you've got to have the transfer available for him, and the cost has to be available in your budget. Now, managers start from as little as 0.5 right up to 1.5, so you do have the options to choose, but it depends on what you're looking for. Now, looking at the manager costs, this is the first time we get to see that. You can see that David Moyes, who's really cheap, is doing super well, and that's because Everton are down towards the bottom, so every result that they get is probably going to get them the additional 5 points. Then you've got Bournemouth, and then you've got Arne Slot, so Arne Slot getting it, I think, more based on the clean sheets that his team has been getting and goals scored, so they're doing really well there. Not really many teams above them, so losing out on that. So the question here is, do you want to spend more on a team that is guaranteed to get you those wins and goals, or do you want to take a chance on a team that can get a surprise result, but then get you an additional 10 points, which can really negate other things. So looking at it, 1.5 at the top, you've got Eddie Howe, Slot, and Arteta. No surprises there. Then really ranking down, and then you've got Graham Potter, Van Nistelrooy, some of the new managers coming in, Juric as well, McKenna, those at the bottom, as is Moyes, coming at 0.5, and then everyone in between. Now, this week, it might make sense to a lot of people to go with Slot or Moyes, considering that this is a double game week for Liverpool and Everton. That Merseyside derby that was initially cancelled earlier in the year is now going to be played this week. But what that means is that you have to take the chance on that transfer, and also on the next 3 weeks you are blocked from transfers. Now, considering the transfer window closes next week, it might be a chance to play a wild card, but you're going to have to delay that. So think about it carefully. But moving on to the fixture ratings, looking at Aston Villa, Brighton, Chelsea, and Liverpool. Now, Liverpool do have some tough games coming up, but of course they are the inform side. So for the next couple of weeks, you're still good, including this double game week. Then you've got Chelsea, who again got a fairly good run, but are really underperforming at this moment in time. Brighton are looking resurgent. Hopefully they can do something against Notts Forest. And then you've got Aston Villa, who have 2 pretty winnable games. But don't forget that John Duran has now left Aston Villa and moved to Al Nassr, and that could be an issue with them only having Watkins in front. Now, looking at the teams to be cautious with, a rather long list. As you can see, a lot of the teams playing tough competition. Arsenal, Bournemouth, Brentford, Fulham, and then City, of course, going up against Arsenal this week. Tottenham, West Ham. So there's a lot of tough games coming up. And so you've got to be really careful on who you choose. Don't forget, we're not looking for the win unless you're playing the assistant manager team card. You're actually looking for the points from each player. So still guys like Brian Mbeumo, well, not Harry Wilson because he's injured, but also looking at guys like Emile Smith-Rowe can make a difference even if they don't win the game. Now, looking at transfer news as well as we get closer to the window closing, Diego Carlos has left, Almiron has now left also, going back to Atlanta United, so he's away from Newcastle. John Duran, for me, a shock move to Al Nassr, and Buendia also moving away from Villa, so Villa losing a couple of influential players, I feel. Kyle Walker has now moved to AC Milan, so following his revelation that he wanted to play in other European leagues, he's now got a loan move to AC Milan. And the GOAT, Anthony from Manchester United, a little joke there, moving away to Real Betis, so he's going to be a Liga for the rest of the season, on loan until something permanent can be done. Coming in, no changes, no new players coming in since last week, so nothing more to report here. Looking at the interleague moves, also nothing new, everything else still remains the same. Now, what does that mean for our player selection? We've got Rea in goal, a bit doubtful this week, but he should play. And then you've got Vicario still out for Spurs, and Hermansen still doubtful for Leicester. Our picks are Martinez because of Villa having those good fixtures. Sanchez is there with Chelsea as well. Flecken for Brighton and Alisson for Liverpool, again based on that double game week. Might be well worth it to look at that. Ruben Diaz and Nathan Ake still out for Manchester City, as is Matty Cash for Villa, which is quite unfortunate. And Pervis Estupinan is now gone to highly doubtful after picking up a big knock in the game last week. And what does that mean? We've got a few choice selections for defenders. Lewis Hall, who's on most of the teams already for Newcastle because of his attacking threat. Same as Gabriella and Guardiola, both playing against each other this week. So either you're looking at 2 clean sheets or you're looking at a clean sheet and maybe a goal for one of them. That's why we've recommended them. And then Alexander Arnold from Liverpool for the same reason, not just the clean sheet, but the ability to attack, and the double game week this week. And specifically for that, we also bring in Ibrahim Konate, who is a very affordable Liverpool defender for those that are looking to capitalize on that. Now, looking at the midfield, a lot of injuries as well. You can see it there. Oscar Bob is making his way back into the City lineup, but Rodri and Doku are still out, as is Saka, as is McNeil for Everton. They're going to be missing in that Merseyside derby. Bowen's making his way back, but not up to full fitness. Harvey Barnes and Enzo was doubtful as well. Then you've got Johnson, Madison, and Spurs, both of them out. Curtis Jones and Diego Jota still out, but Jota making his way back, but he's so injury prone. Hudson-Odoi for Nottingham Forest, so far they've not been feeling that, but they did get trounced last week without his influence. Harry Wilson from Fulham, the young midfielder, is now injured after picking up quite a few goals, so he is unfortunately not available until April. And then Eze from Crystal Palace, and that's really going to affect them with that midfield machine missing. We still have some good picks for you though. So Cole Palmer is of course owned by everyone, so we expect that he will fire at some stage, but he has been blanking as of late. So Noni Madueke is also a good option if you're looking at something someone priced a bit better. Salah is 100% there. Not the best results in the last 3 weeks, but last week picking up 8 points and a double game week this week means he is a fantastic captaincy choice. Morgan Rogers in for Villa, Tielemans and Daniel Marlin. Again, with Villa's run of games, chances that these guys will be impactful. Anthony Gordon for Newcastle has been doing well. Fulton and De Bruyne have both come back to form for Manchester City, so expect a fireworks at Arsenal today. And then you've got Heung-min Son and Kulusevski for Spurs. Spurs looking to really get those wins, or Ange Postecoglou, I feel, is in danger. And then from Brighton, you've got Jakub Minte and Kaoru Mitoma, both of them showing great form at this moment in time if you're looking to freshen up that midfield. Looking at the forwards, again, injuries to Callum Wilson, Gabby Jesus, Dominic Solanke, and now Stan Larsen, all out, so not available for selection. But that means you still have a wealth of strikers to choose from. Alexander Isaac on a fantastic run, so tough competition, but he is definitely on form. And then Gakpo and Nunes, both of them have scored in the last 3 weeks, so you might want to think about which one you can afford and which one you want to put in. Again, possible captaincy choices here, but depends on your faith in them. Then you've got Chris Wood, again having a fantastic season, even though he blanked last week. Ollie Watkins the same, just with an assist last week, but the feeling is that he's coming back into play, and with John Duran moving, he's probably a guaranteed starter. Then you've got João Pedro and Welbeck between the two of them for Brighton. They have been struggling a bit, Brighton, but looking to make a comeback here. So, and these are the sources of goals for them this week. Same for Wissa. Wissa's doing really well at Brentford this season, in the top 10 of all strikers. Richarlison coming back from Spurs now. He had a bit of a run out last week, wasn't that impactful. However, Spurs are missing that quality striker, so chances are he will play again. And then you've got Jean-Philippe Mateta doing really well over the last 3 weeks. Palace do have some tough games coming up, and they are missing Izzy in that midfield, but Mateta deserves a call out because of his performances so far. So that's what we have for this week. A lot of things happening here. Assistant managership is now in play. Ideal time, January transfer window is also coming to an end. Lots of close battles in the table. Just want to wish you guys good luck for now. It is an extra long game week because of the double game for Liverpool and Everton. The next game week is only coming up on the 12th. So for the next 12 days, good luck. Keep well so long for now. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.